Hot July air hanging heavy over the track. The grandstands slowly emptying after the checkered flag. For McLaren, the 2025 Hungarian Grand Prix was supposed to be another strong chapter in their comeback story. A race to keep the pressure on Ferrari and Red Bull. Both cars had started on the second row. On paper, it looked perfect. But Formula One loves a plot twist. And this one didn't come from a rival team. It came from inside their own garage. What had been a pretty healthy, respectful rivalry between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri all season, it just felt different here. There weren't any radio shouting matches or on-track collisions, but if you watched closely, you could see it. Every lap between them told a story. Two drivers, equally hungry, neither willing to back off. Midway through the race, Norris was ahead. Piastri was right behind. Same tires, same strategy, but the Australian clearly thought he had more pace. This is where Hungary makes things interesting. Overtaking's tricky here, so track position matters, and Piastri knew it. Back in 2022, his career started with a pretty bold statement to the world. I understand that, without my agreement, Alpine F1 have put out a press release. I will not be driving for Alpine next year. That same uncompromising streak, you could feel it in how close he stayed to Norris's gearbox. Lap after lap, he looked for a gap into turn 1 or turn 2. Once on the outside, once on the inside. Norris just kept placing his car perfectly. No dirty moves, just enough to say, "You're not getting by that easily." From the outside, it was still clean racing. But in the McLaren garage, the tension was thick. Two quick drivers in one team. It's a blessing and a curse. F1 history is packed with examples. Senna versus Prost, Hamilton versus Rosberg. When it works, you get incredible results. When it doesn't, you risk splitting the team. Norris has been part of McLaren since 2019. He's been through their worst seasons and fought for every podium. That loyalty means he's more than just another driver in papaya orange. He's woven into the team's identity. Piastri's the new energy. Precise, calm, deadly consistent. He's also made it clear he's here for the big prize. As he's put it before, dreams become your goals. And his dream is a world championship. So when Hungary gave him the chance to show he was quicker than his teammate, it meant more than just a potential overtake. It was about sending a message. Piastri rarely gets ruffled. He picks his battles carefully, but when he decides to fight, he fights hard. That's part of why he's become one of the most respected rookies-turned-contenders on the grid. On the other side, you've got Norris. Always smiling off track, but inside the car, there's nothing casual about him. He knows title windows don't stay open forever, and he's not about to let anyone, even a teammate, take points away without a scrap. McLaren boss Andrea Stella has been pretty clear about his philosophy. I don't think we need to decide who is a number one driver. We race fair. Sounds good when both drivers are pulling in the same direction, but Stella also warns about what happens when that balance tips. If one of your two drivers doesn't accept that there is a certain way to go racing, then we are not going to succeed. Hungary might have been the first real test of whether that fair racing approach can survive two drivers who both believe they should lead. The final result? Both cars in the points. Solid day for the constructors' standings. But if you looked at the body language afterwards, it wasn't exactly party mode in the McLaren garage. No big smiles, no playful banter between Norris and Piastri. Just quiet debriefs, and each driver heading back to their side of the garage. Behind closed doors, the team meeting reportedly ran a little longer than usual. Stella was diplomatic with the press, saying they'd review everything, as always. But you didn't need to hear the exact words to know the message. Sort this out before it costs the team. Once the race footage hit social media, the debate kicked off instantly. Some fans backed Norris for holding his ground. Others said Piastri should have been let through to have a crack at the cars ahead. The headlines didn't help cool things down. "Two lions in one cage," read one. Another simply asked, "Who's McLaren's real number one?" Whatever side you're on, one thing was clear. Hungary had added a whole new layer to this rivalry. Hungary didn't decide a championship, but it might have been a turning point inside McLaren. Norris believes he should lead. Piastri believes the same, and neither looks ready to step aside. In Formula One, moments like this change the way teams make decisions, from strategy calls to who gets the latest upgrades. The next few races will show whether McLaren can turn this rivalry into extra performance, or whether it becomes a distraction they can't afford. If you want more stories like this from the F1 paddock, hit subscribe and turn on that bell, because something tells me this battle's just getting started.